Welcome to my Not So British Baking Show.
This is my baker's hat.
Thanks so much for joining me, friends. If you're new to the Not So British Baking Show, I just wanted to let you know that my name is Jessie. I am a huge fan of the Great British Baking Show and decided when quarantine happened that I would bake my way through some of my most favorite bakes on the show. So today we're going to continue with a delicious little parcel of dough filled with spinach, feta, and pine nuts. So we're going to make little bread parcels filled with some delicious filling. Alrighty, so to get started today we have 250 grams of strong bread flour. We're going to add in 1 teaspoon of salt to one side, and then next we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of yeast to the other side of the bowl. We want our salt and our yeast to be on opposite sides of the bowl. Salt is not very nice to yeast, so we got to keep them separate. Salt is a little bit of a bully. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil, olive oil. And then we're going to slowly start to add the water until our flour becomes a nice dough. So we're just going to turn it around with our hands like that. Just kind of slowly starting to mix. I'm going to add some of the water. Going around the outside and then bringing it in. So now our flour mixture has kind of started to evolve into a dough, so I'm going to begin the kneading process. So we're going to add a little bit of olive oil onto the bench, just like that. And I'm going to knead for about 5 minutes. Doesn't spring back all the way. You see how I still have a hole in there? And when I pushed it, you know it's not ready. It should spring all the way back.
And I wish you could see them with me tonight. So maybe we could move out here and sell our stuff, pack it up, start out new. You'd write and I would sing.
Alrighty, so I've been kneading this dough now for about 5 minutes, maybe 6 or so. And it's nice and springy. It feels very alive, and you can see right through it for my window pane test. See the light right through the dough? That's how you know it's ready. So we're just going to do a little shaping of the dough so that it can live its best life in the bowl to rise. So we're going to fold it in on itself, like that. Flip it over. So we're going to take the same bowl that we used to mix in, toss a little olive oil, sprinkle that all around in there, pop it in. Cover it with the shower cap, and we're going to let this rise for about an hour to an hour and a half. Alright friends, we're going to move on to preparing the filling. My dough is still rising right now, so we're going to move on to the filling. So right now I've just got a big old skillet on my stove. I'm going to add a bit of olive oil to heat up. Alright, so I've got my olive oil in here, and I'm going to add about a teaspoon of, what is this called? It's just crushed garlic. Just add a teaspoon of crushed garlic. Let that saute for a little bit. Alright, so as you can hear, my garlic is nice and sizzling now. I'm going to take my garlic and put it aside in a bowl for now. So I've got 500 grams of just your old run-of-the-mill frozen spinach that you get in the freezer section at the grocery store. So I'm just gonna plop these 2 blocks in, stick them right in there, frozen and everything, and then I'm gonna hike up the heat. Alrighty, so my spinach has been cooking now for probably about 5 or 7 minutes or so. It takes a little while for that block to loosen up. But now all of the spinach is loose. I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes to cook off because you don't want any liquid in it. So as you're moving it around, you can notice that there's still a little bit of water in there from when it was frozen. So I'm just going to keep turning it until I see all of the little water droplets go away. Okay, and then once that happens, once everything is cooked off, I'll put it in the bowl with the garlic and let it cool before I put the cheese in it. Alright, welcome back, friends. We're going to prepare our filling. So my spinach is now nice and cool, and it's mixed in with the garlic as well as a little bit of salt and pepper. So now I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of chopped mint. Just dump that right in. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of chopped roasted pine nuts. And then I'm going to add 125 grams of feta, crumbled feta. Great. We're just going to mix this up. It's pretty, isn't it? It's got a nice color to it. Smells good. I can smell that mint and the garlic all mixed together. It's good. Alrighty. So that's all ready to go in our parcel. So I'm going to go get the dough and we'll get ready for shaping. Here we go. My dough is nice and risen, as you can see. It's pretty much to the top of the bowl, which is a good sign. It's got a lot of activity in it. Ooh, look at that bubble. You can smell the gases and everything. All right, we're going to give it a little deflate. Let some of those gases out. And roll it out fairly thin. We want to get 4 parcels out of this dough. So I'm going to just use this bowl as a guide. I'm going to cut her out like that with my ye old pizza cutter. It's a great way to cut dough as you're tracing it. So I've got my first circle. All right, so I've got my 4 pieces of dough here. I'm going to roll them out a little bit more since they started to shrink back a bit. And I'm just going to take a spoon and just kind of divvy up all of the inside stuff. All right, we're going to do this one right here, okay? So you're going to take your finger and just wet it a little bit. Go around the outside of about 1/3 of it. You're going to pull the dough nice and stretch and then bring it to meet the middle. Okay, then we're going to do this 1/3 over here. Pull nice and tight and into the middle, making sure the points come together. Our last half circle here, pull and in. So it makes like a nice pretty little triangle, or like a ninja, like a throwing star.
Now spinach for breakfast and spinach for lunch and spinach for dinner and spinach for brunch, spinach for snack time, spinach hors d'oeuvres, spinach for the main course and spinach for dessert.
All right, so we have 4 lovely triangle parcels full of delicious spinach cheese mixture. So it's going to go in the oven for about 15 minutes and then we'll pull them out and have a taste. Alrighty, these delicious parcels are all baked and golden brown and they smell delicious. They've been cooling for about half an hour now, so it's time to cut into them and have a taste. There we are. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Nice wall of bread around the outside and our delicious filling. All right, let's give it a try. It's beautifully moist with a lovely breaded texture on the outside. healthy too. Look at all that spinach. All those vitamins. Super good for you.
Now spinach for breakfast and spinach for lunch and spinach for dinner and spinach for brunch. Spinach for snack time, spinach hors d'oeuvres, spinach for the main course and spinach